All of you, hope you guys are great. So a lot of you have encountered a lot of error in the NFT marketplace project, and when I was going through the Discord server, I found that you guys have encountered numerous error. And personally, to be honest, it's not possible for me to reply in every single error which you guys are facing, but whatever error you guys have highlighted in the Discord server, all I did, I noted down and I fixed all the bugs, and I will give you the updated code. And I have also deployed this entire NFT marketplace on a live server, so you guys can come and check from your end. Okay, so you can see this is the deployed NFT marketplace. So let me give you the demo and the error which you guys have facing. So you can see right now we have opened this on the live server and I'm not connected with my wallet. So if I click on this connect, and before I connect, I want to show you two things, because I have already created two NFTs and I have deployed the smart contract to the Mumbai test network, so I will cover that as well. So if I scroll all the way down, you can see right now I have this two NFT and I'm not connected with my MetaMask, but I'm fetching the information from the Polygon test network. So if I click on this, you can see this is the NFT details. Right now I have no error and I cannot buy, because it's saying that you can buy this NFT, but I have this wallet address is created this NFT. So the moment I will log into this MetaMask, it will say that you cannot buy your NFT. I'll show you that as well. If I click on this author, you can see here we have redirected to the author account, and right now you can see we have no NFT here. But most of you guys have encountered error when you are coming to the author page. It's saying that NFT is not defined. So that's the one error you had. So let me do one thing. Let's come here and let's connect the wallet first. So if I click on this connect, it will open the MetaMask, and here I have to put my password. I know you can put that, so I'll click on unlock, and here I'm logged into this application, and right now you can see that it says create. But if I click here, if I go to the search page, I will have the NFT. So let me click on this. You can see here I have the NFT. It's fetching the NFT. Just give a moment, and here we got the NFT. And if I go back to the author, still we have no error. Still I can able to get the NFT. So right now you can see I got this two NFT because I'm the author. I'm the one who created this NFT. So if I click on this, you will find that you cannot buy your own NFT, as I told you in the beginning. So everything is working fine. And if I open the MetaMask, so right now you can see that I'm connected with the Mumbai test network, and I have this much Medicoin in my account. So I hope you already know that how you can get this Medi to make the transaction. Now everything is working fine, you can see, and this has no any error called cross origin. So right now you can see that earlier I showed you that how you can fix this cross origin error with the help of this extension, but right now we are not using this extension. I'll show you that as well. So what I will do, I don't need this extension, so I will simply going to remove from my Chrome extension. So I'll remove that, and I'll tell you that why I was getting that error, because that's really very funny and I almost wasted. It's not called waste, actually I tried to understand that what's going wrong in my code, because everything was looking fine, and I found that I made a very silly mistake, and because of that I was getting this cross origin error message. So I'll show you that. So everything's working fine, don't need to worry that. I will provide you this entire code so you guys can compare that, but I want to highlight that where exactly the error was happening, and you have to be smart enough. The ultimate motive I have for this video, that to show you the problem where we are facing, to make you smart enough so you can whenever you will encounter any kind of error like this, you have to figure it out. So everything's working fine, all the tabs, everything's working fine. Now let's come back to the code. Here I have opened the remix ID, and here you will find all the files and the folders we have created for the project. So in this project you have to make a couple of changes. So as I told you at the very first time when I made the correction, that Infura had changed their policy of using their services. So now you have to put your valid credit card details and information, and in return you will create your account. Then you will get your IPFS secret key and IPFS project ID key. I'll tell you how you can get that if you haven't watched that video. Okay, so here we have all the files, and what I did, I created this 3.env file. So make sure you have to create this 3.env file, and like this one is for development, this one is for productions. So in both the files I have the same code. So let me open this one. So this is the exact code you have to put your, okay, so make sure you create a 3.env file. In that you have to type this exact name. So you have to add this next public, and then you can give whatever name you want, because this is the general convention if you want to use your environment variables in the Next.js application. Okay, so make sure you have to use this general convention, and here you have to provide all of this data. So let's talk about how you can get all of this data. So first thing you have to get is RPC URL. So this is the URL you need. So for that, what we can do is, let's come here. We have to come back to the browser. So first thing we have to go to the Acme. So this is the website. All you have to do is to create your account. So once you create your account, you will land up here. So this is the recent one which I have created. So to create your own, all you have to do is to click on this create app, and here you have to fill out all the details, name, descriptions, and from here you have to pick this polygon, and this one is the test network we need, Mumbai, and that's it. That's the only thing you have to do. Make sure to give a name, make sure to give a description, and you can create your. So once you click on this create app, it will create your project, and you can click here and you will have your own RPC URL. So you can click here, and from here you will get your RPC URLs. I'm showing you this data because ultimately after this video I'm going to delete this one. So this is the HTTP, and this is the API key, and this is the WebSocket. So you can use any one of these, but in the project I have used this one. So simply copy that one, and all you have to do is come back here, go back to the remix ID, and here you have to paste that. That's what you have to do. Make sure you have to paste the exact thing in this dev environment. The exact value you have to paste in both development and the production. So when you are testing in locally, then you have to post here in development, and when you are doing in production, you have to post here. And now we have to get this private key. So this is the private key of your wallet, and that's pretty easy. All you have to do is come here, open up your browser, and let me cut that one and come back to the MetaMask. So this is the place. All you have to do is first log into your account. So I forgot password, and click on unlock. So once you click on unlock, here you have to click, and it will say account details. Click here, and here you have to click, so export private key. So once you click on this, it will ask for your password. You have to put your password, and it will give you a private key. So simply copy that one and come here and simply paste here. So we got your private key for your wallet, and we got the RPC URL. Now you have to get this project ID, secret key, and the subdomain. So these are the three data we're going to take from the Infura. So let's come here. We can to back to the browser, and also to cut this one, and all I have to do is let's open up our new tab, and here I'm going to type Infura. Click here, Infura. Make sure to come and create your account if you haven't created. Okay, so make sure to create that account. I'll click on this login because I already have my account, and I will easily able to log into my application. You can see I have created a lot of project, and this one is the recent one. So I'll click on this view, and here you will find all the data transfer which is happening in your application. So right now the project I'm using is in the free trial, and if it exists the limit, I have to pay. So once you create your account, you will have a similar dashboard like this. You will have your API key, status, transaction, IPFS. So all you have to do is to click on IPFS, and here you will find all the IPFS requests I have made recently, but this is not the place which you have to look. So now the first thing you have to do is to create your own IPFS project ID and secret key. But here is the catch, that earlier in the old version of Infura, the global URL for uploading to the IPFS was free, but now if you want to utilize it IPFS for your project for uploading data, they want you to put valid credit card details. They're not going to charge you any amount for that, but they want you to put the data for the credit card details, because they're going to provide you certain threshold. So if you cross that limit, then they're going to charge you, otherwise they won't charge you. So make sure to provide that credit card details. So once you provide that, then you can easily able to create the IPFS key. So as I have already done that, so you can see that here I'm getting this button, create new API key. So if I click on this, here you will find that from here I have to select the network. So make sure to select this IPFS, and from here you can give whatever name you want to give your project. And once you're done with that, you can simply click on this create, and it will create the IPFS key. So once you do that, you will have your project here, and you can simply click on, you will have a similar page like this. So this is your project ID, this is your API secret key, and this is the dedicated gateway which you have to use as a subdomain, because the NFT you're going to deploy to the IPFS is going to be through this subdomain. Okay, so this is the one data you need. So make sure you have to get this project ID, API secret key, and subdomain. So get all of these, copy that one, and come back to your Visual Code Studio, and all you have to do is to paste. So these are the things you have to do for the configuration. So we are done with this. Hope this makes sense. And the same code you have to paste in the development and the production. So once we're done with that, now what we have to do is come back to the context, come here, and come here, go to this NFT marketplace. And so here we are in the NFT marketplace context file, and I have already changed all the variables. So you can see this is the project ID, secret key, and subdomain. So I have already done that, and I have taken from the development environment. So that looks pretty fine. No changes you have to do here. Everything's looking good. This is the fetch function. This is the connect with smart contract. I haven't done any changes in that. And this is the context. So this is the connect wallet function, and here I'm calling this function straight away. Okay, so make sure you have to do this change, and you will get this code anyway, so you can compare from there. And this is the connect wallet, which will trigger on the base of click. This is to the IPFS, so we are simply using our subdomain to upload the data to the IPFS. And many of you had faced that error when you are fetching the NFT from the IPFS and you are getting that cross origin error. And that was weird because I was trying to figure it out the entire code, that why that error is coming, because everything was looking fine and I had done the configuration in my Next.js config file. So you can see this is my subdomain and I have used this format for getting the data. Okay, so make sure you have to keep this exact in the next config file. So everything was looking good, but still I was getting an error. So that was pretty hard. It took me close to 2 to 3 days to figure it out. So what I noticed that I was using the old subdomain URL, and because of that I was getting that error. So make sure you have to use your own subdomain. So that's the configuration you have to do here. So that looks fine. Here we have this create cell. We don't need to do any changes here. And here, as you can see, that I have deployed this entire smart contract to the IPFS. So this is the RPC URL which I'm providing straight away. Okay, don't use it as a environment variable, because if you use environment variable like this, it will throw you an error. I don't know why it's giving me an error. So make sure to provide the RPC URL straight away like this when you are deploying in productions. But as long as you are doing in the development environment, then it's good to go. But make sure when you are deploying that, you have to give the RPC URL like this. Otherwise you will get an error and it will not fetch the NFT from the Polygon test network. Okay, so that's the change I had done in fetch NFT, and that looks pretty fine, and no more changes you have to do. If you scroll down, I simply comment out all this error component. You can do the experiment from your end. Everything's working fine. So you can see this is the fetch my NFT. This is the function I'm calling. So this function will run every time whenever someone will reload the browser. So every time it will run. And this is the buy. So everything's looking fine. So these are the entire smart contract we have for the NFT marketplace. So let me close all of this. So this one is the fetch NFTs, and this all looks pretty good. And here you can see that fund transfer. No, and here you can see that we have actually 2 smart contracts. So if I come to this contract, inside the contract we have actually 3 contracts. So first one is the NFT marketplace, second one is the transfer fund. So if you haven't watched this part, I must tell you to watch that. I'll link an I button in the description, so that will help you a lot. And that's the entire smart contract we had written for the transfer fund, so must check that as well. And this is the bidding contract which I have. So this is the bidding smart contract we had written, so you can check from there as well. So that looks fine. Let's come back to the context, and inside the context, so what I'm doing, click on this context, and this is the entire context file for the NFT transfer. I given this border so you can identify that this entire code is going to be for the transfer fund, but we are not going to utilize it anymore. So that's why I keep it as it is. You guys can do the experiment. And here we have simply exporting all the variables in our context so we can receive in other file component. So that's, I hope this entire thing makes sense to all of you guys. All you have to do is to get your keys and do the changes which I have explained in that. So that looks pretty fine. Now what we have to do, let's come back to the deployed code. We have the deploy script. I haven't done any changes. It looks pretty fine. That looks pretty good. And let's come back to the hardhat config file. So this is the hardhat config file. So as we're going to deploy this contract to the Polygon test network, so make sure you don't use it as a environment variable. I don't know why I was getting an error when I was using this environment variable here. So what I did, I take it a variable, and that's the variable I have passed here. So I cannot show you up because that variable is up, and I have to make it space down so you guys cannot see that. Okay, so make sure to paste your RPC URL for the Mumbai, which I have already shown you, and here you have to put your private key for the wallet. So these are the 2 data you have to pass if you want to deploy the contract to the Mumbai test network. So hope this thing makes sense to all of you. Let's talk about the error and where I have done the changes. So now the first change I done is, let's come back here in the collection page. Inside the collection page, here we have this component NFT card 2. So if I click here, and so the error you guys have faced that NFT is not defined. So all you have to do is to come back here in NFT card 2, and here you have to provide this simple question marks, and that's the only thing you have to do, and that would have solved your issues. So that's why I told all of you guys that you have to be good with a JavaScript. You have to know that how you have to deal with the data. So this is the NFT, and if there is no NFT, then we have to check for the condition, and that we are simply looping. So if you remove this question mark, it will throw you an error, but if you provide this question mark, it will solve the issues. So that will solve all your issues, and that's what I did. Now that looks pretty fine, and now let me show you that how it will look in the local browser. So as I told you that I have already deployed that on a Polygon test network, and I deployed the front end to the Netlify, and then I connected, and everything's working fine. Now I'll show you that how you can test locally, and then we'll deploy this to the remote server. So first of all you have to do is you have to open up your terminal. Now I'm going to delete this artifact. I don't need this one anymore because we're going to do it from scratch, and let's remove that one. So that looks pretty fine to me, and we have no more artifacts. Now I have to do a little bit changes in the, so here what I have to do is I'll simply scroll down, and this is the network I have. I don't think I need to provide a network, so let's do it. So I'll come here, and I'm going to simply comment this, and I'll comment this as well, and you don't need to do that anything. Simply comment this out, and let's deploy the contract. So now what you have to do is, now we have to deploy the contract locally. So for that, what we will do, first we have to initialize the local blockchains. That means we have to run the hard hat. So we have to type npx hard hat node. That's the command you have to type, because many of you have made this mistake. Okay, so make sure to type the exact command and hit enter. So here you can see our local blockchain is running, and we have used the first wallet to deploy our contract. Okay, now what we have to do is, now we have to deploy this to the local host. So let me go back to the previous commands because I already have it, and this is the Mumbai, and I need to go back to the local host. Come on, where it is. So this is Polygon, and this is the local host. So make sure you have to type the exact one, hard hat run network localhost and script, hit enter, and this will deploy the contract to the localhost. So here you can see the compile successful, and we got the address. Simply copy that one, come here in the context, and here you have to change the address. So I'll simply replace that one. It looks fine. So that looks pretty good to me. Now we have to run the development environment. So type npm run dev, hit enter. This will run the development environment. So everything is set. You don't need to do anything here. The only thing you have to do the change, one change you have to do, I forgot to mention that. That's what you have to do here in the context. So right now we have to fetch the NFT. So, and we are using the local host. So we have to come back here in the fetch NFTs, and instead of going for this RPC, we have to use this Web3. So this is the change we have to do. Instead of using this Polygon test network RPC URL, we have to use this Web3 model, which allows to connect with the localhost. So that's the change you have to do, and now it will work fine. So what we have to do is, as we have already started our server, everything's look good. Now it's time to test this out. So let's open it, and here you can see it's already working fine. It's already working fine. So it's got automatically connected. All I have to do is, let's reconnect that one. So I'll click here, and I will simply log out from this application. If I do that, you will find that I have no error. I will have no error. It will automatically open the MetaMask, and I have to click put the password, and I will get into the application, and this looks fine. So here we are back in the applications. If you reload the browser, you can see it's gone. Right now it's not saying that we are not connected. If you open this one, and here we can see that no more error we have in this application. So it looks pretty fine. It looks pretty fine. Now if I come back to this search, it will not show us any NFT because we are testing locally. If we come here in the author, you will find that we have no error. We have no error. We have no error here. But the moment I'll do this, the moment I'll come here and I go back to this collection page, inside the collection page have this one, and if I remove this one, it will throw me an error. So if I save that one, if I come back to the browser, and if I try to reload the browser, it might throw me an error. Okay, you can see it says that NFT undefined. So to fix this, all we have to do is, here we have to provide this question mark, okay, which check for the condition, and now you can come and you can simply see that there is no error in this. there's no error in this. So it looks pretty fine. It looks pretty fine. Hope so far everything's clear to all of you guys. Now let's create an NFT. So I'll come here. I'm using this account number 1 because I cannot use it because this is the address on Polygon and I don't have any amount on that, and this is the account which I have used to deploy the contract. So if you don't know how to import the addresses, that's pretty easy because many of you have asked me these questions. So you can pick any address from here. All you have to do is to get the private key, simply grab that one and come here and come to this and simply click here, and here you have to import that one. So paste here and import, and that will import that. So that looks pretty fine. You can see, you can reload the browser and here you are. If I come here, let me see which account I am connected to. So I have not connected with any one of my accounts, so I'll click to switch to this one, the account 2, and that's what I'm going to utilize it for creating an account for creating NFT. So make sure to reset the account, otherwise your transaction will get failed. Most of you have said me that your transaction is keep getting failed because when you switch from one account to other, the entire system get changed. I don't know why this problem is happening in MetaMask, but there is no problem in the code. So make sure to reload after you reset your account, and now you are ready to create your account. So click on this create, let me open the inspect element to see, to show you everything is working fine. You can see here we have that consoles. Right now we have no data, and because of this undefined we are getting an error. Okay, so here we click on this and I'll come here. So I want to know that how many of you have subscribed. So let's see, I'm getting this error, that error uploading to the IPFS. And because of this, because somehow I don't know why this environment variable is not working in the development environment. So here you have to simply replace this actual value, and because of this I was getting an error. So let me do that very quickly because I don't want to show you this. So I did all the changes. Make sure to replace if you are testing this in local environment. So I did all the changes of my private key and secret key. So let's come back to the browser and let's try one more time. So refresh your browser, and that looks pretty good to me so far. Let's see which account I'm connected to. It's account 2, and if I click on this, now I have to simply click on this logo, and here you can see we have successfully uploaded the NFT to the IPFS, and you can see the URL right up here. And now here I'm going to give the name. So I'll say subscribe. I hope you guys have done that, and select whatever category it's needed for you, and here you have to give the amount. I'll go with 2, and this one is 2, and the price I'm going to set to, let's say 20 ETH. I'll click on this upload, and here we have the MetaMask. No more problem we had so far. Now click on this confirm, and this will make the transaction. You can see how smoothly the transaction happened. You can simply open the logs and you can find all the data right up here. Okay, and the best part is that right now we are not getting that cross error because we had fixed that issues. So if I scroll down here, you can see that this is the NFT we have created, and you can simply click on this and you can simply come up here. You can able to find all the data right up here, and if you click here, you can easily able to go to the author section and you can able to find that this is the NFT you have created. Now what I will do, I'm going to switch to second account to create NFT and buy NFT to show you that function as well. So let's go back to the account number 3, and to make sure to reset your account, otherwise because somehow the MetaMask keep the browser history, the account history, that's why it's throw you an error. So we are connected with the account number 3, and now you can see right now I don't own an NFT, but I can easily able to buy this NFT which is there in the NFT marketplace. So here we have that one. Come on buddy, and you can see that this is the NFT is listed to the marketplace and I can buy it on 28th. But before I do that, I can simply create one, and let's create that one. So this time I'm going to pick this buddy where it is. So let's pick this one, and I'll say Schwab, and you can type random. I go with random text. I'll type this random. I can simply copy this one and paste here because we are testing locally, and click here. Let's go with 20, and this will become 20, and the price is going to be 30 because we have a lot of test ETH. Now click on this upload, and here we have the MetaMask, and now we can make the transaction happen. So just wait, and here we have to keep the transaction. So click on confirm, and the transaction went through. You can see how smoothly this transaction happened. But when you will deploy the contract to the IPFS, to the Polygon test network, it will take time because the transaction is happening on the test network. So it will take close to like 20 seconds maybe. So you can see this is the NFT we have created. Now if you go back to this author, click on this author page, right now you're not getting any weird error. You can see that you have listed this one. If you click on this, you cannot buy your own NFT. That's the message you have. Now if I click on this, go to the search one, and if I try to buy this one, so I can buy that one. You click on this buy NFT and it will open the MetaMask and simply make the transaction happen. Click on confirm, and here you have bought the NFT. So right now you have created this NFT. If you click on this own NFT, here you have this NFT. It's working absolutely fine, no error we have. If you click on here, and here you can see we are getting this option to list to the marketplace. So if you want to list this to the marketplace, you can do that very easily. Click on this list on marketplace, and here you have to provide the price. So I'll go with something like 100 ETH, and you can simply say resell NFT, and here we have the MetaMask and confirm. So here we have got that NFT we have reset to the marketplace, and the same thing goes for everywhere. So everything is working fine, we have no more error. So everything is working fine, resell function, buying function, creating function, and we have made the changes in the code. So that looks fine, everything is working fine. Now let me show you that how you can deploy this one exactly. So we have tested locally. So what I will do now, I'll come back to the code, and this is what we have done locally. So simply, so that looks fine to me. Now I'll simply stop this both, because this time we're going to utilize Polygon. So clear that one, and this is the one we have to stop it. And now here we have to make the changes. So make sure that you have to delete the artifact, delete the cache, and delete this one. Come back to the context, and here you have to delete this NFT JSON file for the contract. And now we have to come back to the hardhead config file, and here we have to do the changes. So now we have to turn on this one, because now we're going to deploy the contract to the IPFS. So as I told you that you have to pass this URL and the wallet address as a normal data variable. So I have taken that variable on top, that's why I'm passing the variable. Or you can simply paste your RPC URL straight away, or the private key straight away. Okay, so make sure to do this. Now we can simply deploy this one. So let me go to the Mumbai, where it is. I have already run the command, so this is the one. So this is the exact command you have to type to deploy to the Mumbai test network. So npx hardhead run script deploy.js and network and Polygon Mumbai. Now hit enter. So this will deploy the contract to that Mumbai test network, and that looks fine to me. And here you can see, here we got the contract address. So this one is a pretty important one. Simply copy that one, come back to the context, go to this context, and here you have to replace this one, and that's it. Okay, so hope this entire thing makes sense. And now what you have to do is come back to the fetch NFT function we have used, because we have to change the RPC URL. So this is not the one we want right now, because this one is for the local one. We want this. Okay, so you don't need to pass as an environment variable, because I was getting an error. That's why I would tell you to pass the RPC URL straight away like this. So this is the change you have to do, and now you can easily able to fetch the NFT. And now let's check this contract we have deployed to the Mumbai test network. So simply grab this address of the contract, and now come back to the browser, and this is the place where you have to come, and this is the website you have to come. So this is the place where you have to come. It's called mumbai.polyscan. All you have to do is to paste the address of the contract, and simply paste that one. Okay, this is the address of the contract, and I can hit enter, and you can see the transaction went through 1 minute ago, and here you can able to find all the data. So the best part is that they can show you the contract we have deployed. So you can click on this contract, and here you have the contract name, you have the compiler version name, and you have the runs, and here you have the entire contract, the contract we have written. So you can see these are the libraries we have used, these are the configuration we have done. Okay, so we have done all of these things. You can able to find all of this information, which you can look at the contract. Okay, that means our code is successfully deployed. So now if you want to take this NFT marketplace live, and where you can show that this is what you have built, and you want to add into your portfolio, so that it's also very easy. So first thing you have to do is to create your account in GitHub. I know that all of you guys already know that, because many of you have fetched the code from the GitHub. So make sure to create a repo, and in that you have to deploy all of this code. Okay, so once you deploy that one, this is something how it will look. So let me show you. So this is This is not the place. So where is GitHub? This is the local one. I can come back to the GitHub. So this is my GitHub profile. And here I have already provided you the code. So this is the deployed code which I have used on this website. So right now this application is live, and I have already provided you this updated code in the Discord server. So here I have already deployed this entire course, and this looks fine. So now once you deploy the code to the GitHub, come back here to Netlify. So come to the Netlify, and here you can see that I have already connected my Netlify to the GitHub, and here I have all the project, 20+ project I have uploaded here, and very soon I will go to reveal that what are the project I have in this. So this is the one which I have uploaded, and now to deploy that, you have to do is click on this add new site, and from here you have to click on this import an existing repo, and from here you have to click on GitHub. You can pick any one of this which you are comfortable with. Click on this GitHub, and here you are. So once you have to give the authorizations, once you provide that, here you have to look for the repo which you want to include. So here you will have bunch of repo which you can include that one, but I'm going for the NFT. Make sure you have to give the exact name, whatever name you have given to your repo, then it will find it very easily. So just wait, it's finding, and this is the one which I have deployed, and that's the exact name I have given to my repo. So click on this, it will select the repo, and you have to come here, click on this advanced. Make sure you have to put your environment variable. So as I told you that we are using private C, secret key, RPC URL. So here you have to provide the environment variable one by one. So once you add your project secret key, the name and variable, then you have to add the another one, and you have to add all your private variables here. So once you're done with that, you have to click on this deploy. It will take close to like 3 minutes, and after that you will have your site live. Like this. So once you click on deploy, it will take a little bit time, and you will have your URL which you can click and you can see. And if you don't like this URL, you can come here in the domain section, and from here you can easily able to edit the name of your site. So I'm going to provide you the code to the GitHub, so from there you can get it. So the one suggestion I want to give all of you, that try to watch the complete video. Don't watch a small part, because the answer is there, but you have watched the small part. Because of that, you're not able to solve the problem. So watch the complete part. And anyway, I'm going to provide you the code in Discord server. From there you can get it. Okay, so hope this entire video makes sense to all of you guys, and you guys have fixed all of this issue. That's the only thing I want to say. Hope you guys have liked this video. If you still have any confusion, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to cover that as well. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.